Hi viewers, let's see the app we are going to develop in the next couple of lessons. The app is connected to the Firebase database, right? And you will see there's a main menu where you got employee options and listing all employees. This table view controller we have put here, right? And when you click on employee details, you will be taken to a page where you can add, insert, search, delete employee data, right? So let us say in this Firebase database, you can see in the background, let's say I want to search for records and delete them, right? So let's say I select one and search. You can see it loads the data from the database. And let's say if I delete it, right, it deletes the data from the Firebase real-time database. That's awesome, right? So let's start. Let's say if you want to insert a new record, right? So you can say employee number one, let's say Anne, right? And let's say a salary of 50,000, right? And let's say Anne is from Melbourne, right? Awesome, right? If you click save, you can see it real time updates a Firebase database. That's wonderful, right? That's about search and delete. And let's say if you want to change the salary of J, right? So you say you can search for J first using the app, right? Let's say you search and it says salary of J is 30,000. Let's say you want to make it to 40,000, right? Let's say you're going to make it, change it to 40,000 and just click save, right? You will see that it gets updated in the real-time database. That's awesome. That's wonderful. So save, delete, search functions are working. Not only that, you can just go and change a few stuff. Let's see. Awesome. So then once you are done with that, you can swipe it and list all the employees, right? That's another feature of the app we are going to develop. So you can see the data. Say, let's say you got 1, 2, 4, right? So let's say see one Peter, Anne, and Jay is there. Let's swipe this down and let's insert a new record, right? Let's say we insert record number 3. Let's put some sample data here. Okay, so let's save the data for Frank, right? Awesome. And now if you swipe down and if you go and check the list of employees, you can see Frank is there. That's an awesome feature of this app, right? And there's another nice thing of this app, right? Another awesome feature. So if multiple users, just assume if multiple users are viewing this app, right? The app you are going to develop has real-time synchronization features, right? Just assume these are two users using the app, right? And if one user add a new employee, let us say a new employee record, let's go to the bottom, say employee record 5, let me put the data first. So just assume if one user save, see what will happen to the other user phone, right? So if I click save Mary's details, awesome. See, the database got updated and on real-time synchronization, the next user will see the data being inserted, right? So that is an awesome feature of this app you are going to develop. But it's very important that you have to make sure to look at the next couple of lectures in Firebase database programming, that is part 2, part 3, until we complete this app. It explains all the theory and the practical knowledge which you need to know about developing this app, right? Okay friends, we are very excited to show you how to develop this app practically, and let's do it now. Okay viewers, so the following is the outcome of this part of the lesson. When you complete this part of the lesson, your app will look like this until you complete the other parts of the lesson. It will allow you to delete data, right? So if you got the Firebase real-time database, so we got it, right? And then we got our app, right? So what's going to happen is we'll be writing code so that you can swipe delete. Let us say you want to delete John, right? So you can swipe and say delete, and awesome, it deletes the data from the database, right? Or you can straight away swipe Frank and completely delete Frank, right? Awesome friends. Let's see how to do it now. But after you complete this lesson, make sure to look at the next few lessons in order to complete the full app demonstrated earlier. Hi viewers, so the lesson is Firebase Database Programming Part 8 and we are very excited to take you into this lesson. Let's see what's inside this. You'll be using Xcode version 11.4.1 and Apple Developer Docs. Prerequisite, you have to look at the following previous lessons on Firebase and table views in Objective-C, Firebase Database Programming Part 1 to 7 and Table View Static and Dynamic. Have a look at some of the previous basic lessons Objective-C in this series. In this session, you will learn about deleting the data in the UITableViewController, which also deletes the data in the Firebase real-time database. We'll discuss about API classes. Lesson plan, as usual, practical demonstrations. Okay, viewers, let's go and do it now. Let's do the practical demonstration. So this is where we stopped in the previous lesson, right? So it's very important for you to do the previous lesson before you do this, right? So in the previous lesson, we were able to load the data dynamically, from the Firebase real-time database. We were able to read the data and list the data in a table view controller, right? So what we are going to do now is we would like to swipe and delete the data, and then at the same, when we delete from the table view, we would like to delete the data in the database. So it's going to be a very interesting lesson, my viewers, right? And let's see how to do it now, right? Awesome, right? So let's start coding this. Just before that, I would like to add something into the previous code. In the previous code, we are loading dynamically, right? So if you want, you can also change the image, because it's a fixed image we have put right here. But if you want to change the images, you can dynamically also read the images and display them, which we'll be doing in another lesson, right? But for now, we got an image called general images set 4F. So I would like to put that over here, right? Okay, and just keep in mind you can change the image as well, right? Awesome. So the image is being read, but you can change it dynamically further by reading it from the database, right? Let's go and do the next part now, right? So if you want to swipe and delete, there's a method which is commented here in the auto-generated code. So you have to uncomment this method. If you want to know more about this method, look at our previous lesson on under table view controllers, right? We have discussed this. So in this method, it deletes the data. But as usual, if you run this, it will give you the swipe and delete behavior. But the problem is it will also give you a runtime error, because when you delete data from the table view, you need to also update your data model, right? So if you just uncomment this in the auto-generated code, now you can get the swipe behavior and you can say delete. But the problem is you will get a runtime error, because though you are deleting it now from the table view controller, you are not updating the data model. So it's very important when you delete to update the data model, right? So if you want in-depth discussion about this part, look at our previous lesson under table view controllers, right? But now I gave a brief explanation. So what I have to do now is, in this method, right, I will have to also go and delete the data from the data from our real-time database. Also I have to update the data model. Our data model is the NS mutable dictionary. So two things to be done, viewers. One is go and delete this item, selected item from the database, real-time Firebase, and also delete it from the data source, which is NS mutable dictionary. Let's do it now. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the key which I'm deleting when after swiping. So how do I find it is, when in this commit editing style, you are getting the index path. So from that parameter, you can find which row is swiped and deleted, right? So which row I'm swiping. So from that, because when I populate this table view, right? When I populated this, I accessed the dictionary and I got the keys, and I put the key and got the values. Same way, I'm going to now, what I'm going to do is, from the dictionary, I'm going to get all the keys, and from that I'm going to find out, right? So I'm accessing all the keys, and as I said earlier, then from that I'm finding out the relevant row I have swiped, right? And from that index.row, I can find out the exact key I have swiped from, and I can find the employee number from my data model, right? That's the first step, right? Then the next step is, now I know the employee number selected in the swiped row. Now from this, what I can do is I can go and delete the data from the database, right? So that part we have explained to you in one of the previous lessons of how to delete data under Firebase database. Look at that lesson for you to get more information. But I'm going to use that code here now, right? So this is how we deleted data in one of our previous lessons. So you access your document and you just pass the child number, which is the employee number, and you'll simply say remove value. So awesome, viewers. So this will delete the data item, right, from the database. And just one final thing, just guess what it is, right? The final thing is, now you have to also go and delete this item from your dictionary, right? Because you just got access to that. Now you found it, you deleted, right, from the database. Now you are going to remove it from the dictionary, right, your data model. So the method is remove object for key, and you just pass it and you have done it. Awesome, viewers. This should do the trick and this should work, right? Let's see whether it works now, right? Let me run this and see whether things are in good condition, right? So I'm expecting to swipe and delete, and I'm expecting to delete stuff from the database as well. So let's keep the database also in a side. Let's look at the app, right? Let's see whether it's going to work. Or let's say I want to delete Frank, yeah, or let's say Mel, right, number 3. So I'm going to sorry, Peter, right, number 3 from Melbourne, right? So I'm going to swipe and call delete, right? Let's see whether the database will get updated. Awesome, awesome, viewers. As you can see, the Firebase real-time database entry got deleted. So that did the trick. So it was very clear to you how this happened. If it's not clear, just go back and look at the section once again, right, in this video, right? Awesome, right? So it's deleting. Let's see what's next. Okay, viewers, we completed the practical demonstration. Conclusion, we deleted data in the UITableViewController, which also deletes the data in the Firebase real-time database. That was an awesome lesson, right? The discussion about the Firebase API classes, if I take you to that. So basically we use the remove value method, right? So, and also the observe event type, because of course, you know, like if I quickly show you, when I fill in the row, right, in order to fill the table view, we have used observe event type method, because that is how we read the data from the database. And of course, when we in the commit editing style, when we delete, we use remove value. So those we have already seen, you know, in our Firebase database reference, right? So we have seen earlier remove value. Let's just have a look at it once again, right? And of course observe event type, right? So that part is about the API referencing, right? Just have a look at it once again, right? We did some practicals for this section. You can find the link to download the source code for the projects done in this session in the relevant download section in this series. Reference was Apple Developer Docs. What's next? Viewers, it's very important to have a look at the next lesson to complete this app, right? Have a look at our other videos for practicals on Firebase. Have a look at our other videos on Objective-C. Also make sure to have a look at our other series on machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science and IoT, because that's where the future is. So viewers, we are very excited to meet you in the next video. Let's meet in the next video.